Hello. Let me put it in a better way. So here I am for another video and talking about very serious stuff. Okay. Um, you have been seeing lately lots of tragedies around our planet. It has been very difficult to watch what is going on. But that's something that I want to talk about today, okay? I'm not talking about what's happening there because everyone knows already and you are following all the news about the earthquake in Turkey and which spread all over and, Syria also is affected by it. And a lot of countries around also felt the same thing, and even in Cyprus, where my daughter lives, was very much affected by the earthquake. It was very scary for them because when it happens, they didn't know where it was, and my daughter was afraid that it was too close to the shore, so because she lives very close to the sea. If anything happens like a earthquake on the actually Mediterranean waters, she is gonna be one day first to go. If there is any tsunami, her house will be completely flooded because she lives about 8 minutes walking from the seashore, from the beach. So she was very afraid and she was looking up to the window if the sea was coming. So it was very scary for a lot of people last Monday morning. But what is going around also, apart from the tragedies and all what's happened, is people start to judge the situation. And someone commented with me that in the country they are saying like, oh, it's karma, and then I was talking to that person, said, yes, probably is, for sure, because everything that happens for a reason. It's a build-up of situation that culminate in something, okay? It's like a friend of mine was talking about with me about something that she's feeling now, and said, oh, but suddenly it comes up. And I said, no, it's not suddenly. It was building up in your body, but you didn't felt because you're not connected with your body. When the fever comes out, when the cough comes out, when the pain comes out, it's because the body is already building up that sickness. It's because you are not aware, you are not connected, and you can see it coming, but it's not suddenly, it's building up. Everything in the planet is building up situation. Nothing happens suddenly. It's something that's building, and then culminate in something. So probably this is a culmination of a lot of past events, past situations, and then culminating that tragedy. And I'm gonna talk about something very special today in that matter. And for it, I'm gonna use something prophet. Okay, I have here. I'm gonna show you. I have here an English version Bible. It's very old Bible, very old, like that old. What is is I think it was printed in 1978. It's a, it's a New American Standards, 1978. So it was some time ago, yeah, about 50 years. So has been used a lot for older people than me. So I'm gonna go to a book called Obadiah. Obadiah is a very short prophet, a very short book. It's just one one chapter. It's very short, but it's very powerful because it talks about something that happens today also. And I wanna clarify that and give you a sign and a warning. That's the word, warning about something. Okay, warning about not talking too much. Not judge, not judge, because what's happening there can happen here also. Because no one of us is saint and without guilty. We all the humanity, you are at the same level of guilty. You have done exactly the same thing. Always. It's a building up. I'm talking about the building up of a situation, okay? So, the situation here on this Obadiah is Israel has been chapter, yes. It was taken captive by Babylon. And the neighbors, instead of pity, giving, help and have pity on them and pray and, be had mercy on them or empathize with the situation, they did the opposite. They make it worse. So Obadiah, when saw it, and the Almighty, the old of days, decided to tell them what they should be, doing instead of done what they did. So what these people around, the neighbors around, did was to make it worse. And he said, the vision of Obadiah, thus says the Lord God concerning Edom. Okay, Edom, we have heard a report from the Lord. Yes. And an envoy has been sent among the nations, saying, arise and let us go against her for battle. Behold, I will make you small among the nations. You are greatly despised. The arrogance of your heart has deceived you. The arrogance of our heart, that when you think that you are better than the other one, is arrogance. One nation say to the other, I am better than you, I am greater than you, is arrogance. And this arrogance deceives us. When you think that you are better than the people that is suffering in there, because you are not suffering the same thing, is arrogance of your heart. You are not better than no one. All of us are guilty of something. All of us. You who live in the cliff of the rocks. Some people go and build houses on top of the rock thinking, no, I'm here, I'm safe. No, you're not. Some time ago, some about a month ago, or 2 months ago, something, a lot of rain in South America, and people that was living in the Andes, in the mountains, in the Cordillera, and they were living up there. And then when they start to rain very heavy, what's happened? The stones of the mountain start to come down, and people had to fled and take refuge on the caves because the houses was completely destroyed. So that's what he's saying here. If you do your house in the cliffs, and if you are guilty of something, you can escape because the hands of God will be there. So you who live in the cliffs of the rock, in the loftiness of your dwelling place, who say in your heart, who will bring me down on earth? Okay. Thought you build higher like the eagle, thought you set your nest among the stars, from there I will bring you down, declares the Lord. See? So he continues here. He continues to talk about what God is going to do on people. That is, it's so difficult to talk about it because we are very arrogant. You think that you are the best, you know, when you should think about get inside our own and face our own shadows. When you face our own shadows, then there is hope. When you think about the other ones with empathy and try to do something about it, to help, not to destroy it, to help. Even if it's just a prayer, but you should do it. When you are sleeping or when you are near sleep, just pray. God, have mercy on them. Have mercy on myself also, because I am as much guilty as they are. I know you have too much blood in our hands. Yeah? You have too much blood in our hands. And you have been talking about this. Yeah, I have been talking about conflict. And even if that part of the world, it's more complicated because they build more walls up there. They had a lot of walls, um, war, and they had a lot of fights and battles in that old, yeah, because it's Mesopotamia. It's very antique. It has been habitated for the last 100,000 years. So there is a lot of payback in there. We know that. But when Obadiah says, why did you rejoice when your brother were taken captive, or when the destruction of the Lord came upon a nation? Why did you rejoice and say, ha ha, that is payback? And then he says, be careful, because I'm coming also against you. Your day will come. And this is everywhere in the Bible. It's everywhere in the Bible. Ezekiel says that also. Let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 25:12 and Ezekiel 35:15. Let's go to 35:15. Look, as you rejoiced over the inheritance of the house of Israel because it was desolated, so I will do to you. You will be a desolation, O Mount Seir, and O Edom, all of it. Then they will know that I am the Lord. So don't rejoice, don't be glad when your brother or your sister, your neighbor is going through a hard time. Don't rejoice on it. I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and she said, she was saying, Mom, because I was talking about her with this, because people in there is just being silly, saying things like, because you know the story of Cyprus and Turkey, so a lot of people were saying, yeah, haha, it's paying back. So I told her, look, they shouldn't do it. I know Cyprus has been not aggressive towards others because it's a very small island. Actually, they have been suffering a lot from other countries. They have been invaded. So they don't have this type of karma, or this type of guilty of being invading and destroying other ones. Okay, that's fair. The opposite, they have been destroyed for many other countries that go and invaded them, and taking hold of them and make them slaves, etc., from beginning of time. But even then, you can rejoice whenever whatever happens to other ones, even if they are guilty or not. God is going to judge them, but don't do you yourself. And I told her, and I said, look, what is important, it was what you felt inside when you saw, when the news come to you. That feeling that comes first is the one that shows who you are, and if you are really a person of peace and a person of blessing. And then she said, oh, when I saw the news this morning, when I felt I saw the news because I was afraid when it happens, because I thought it was here in Cyprus. But when I saw the first images of this, I was so pity on them, and I asked them, oh God, have mercy on us, you know. And I was very sad to see what's happened. So and I told her, okay, that's the feeling of who knows that, you know, you are not better than anyone else. So that feelings is the right one. But when you saw some pictures or something that is happening, and in your heart you feel glad, and then this is arrogance. So it's the first feeling that is important. If you see your brother being, you know, or your neighbor being abused, and you don't feel sorry, and you don't help, you don't try to do something about it, in helping that situation, then you are guilty. You are guilty also of not helping. Because we are not just guilty when you do something wrong, but you are also guilty when you know that you should do something and it's in the power of your hands to do something and you don't. You are much guilty than the one that does wrong things. And all the prophets and all the if you read Proverbs, and if you read Ecclesiastes, you can see how they talk about it. If you see your brother hungry and you don't do anything, you are also guilty of absence. And then you understand when the prophet Jesus came and said, love your neighbor or love your brother as you love yourself. We don't want to see us being judged. And if this was happening to you, if it was happening here in England, and all these houses here were down to the ground, and a lot of people dead, it can happen to anywhere. The earth is moving, and the earth is very tired of everything that is happening around, and the earth is reacting. So many tragedies is happening right now in this planet because the earth is tired of our behavior, our actions, our lack of love, our lack of respect for nature and for others, for our sisters and brothers and friends. So earth is telling us, wake up. Because the promises here, Obadiah, is that everything that has happened there is going to happen everywhere. Because the hands of God is going to come. It's going to come. And then he finishes like, on the day that we stood aloof, on the day that the strangers carried off his wealth, and foreigners entered his gate, and cast lots of Jerusalem. You too were as one of them. Do not gloat over your brother's day, the day of misfortune, and do not rejoice over the sons of Judah in the day of their destruction. Yes, do not boast in the day of their distress. So that's what's happening in Turkey right now. It's a disaster, it's a distress, it's the hands of God? Probably yes. More sure, yes. But no one has the right to rejoice. No one. No one have the right to be, you know, saying, haha. No one. Because he says, for the day of the Lord draws near on all the nations. As you have done, it will be done to you. Your delight will return to your own hand. So the law of return, you know, the law. This is a law. It happens. Whatever you desire to the other will come to you 3 times worse. That's the law. Do as you wish, but don't harm no one. That's another law. So whatever you do to other, you come back to you 3 times worse. So pray for those in distress. Pray for your neighbors every day before you sleep. You know, if you have a balcony like I do here, I do every night. I bless all my neighbors. I thank every guardian that is around my place. Because you know that as a country have angel that guards them, the cities also have guards, angels, and um, the towns also have guards. The roads have angels that guard also. So you have guardian angels in every single place, and every house has their own one from the family. You know, there is angels that accompany. So in my house, for example, in my house we're 3 people. Yeah, my daughter, and my grandson. So each of us have a guardian angel. So you have guardian angels everywhere. So when you pray for your neighbors, you are praying also for your neighbors. You are praying for yourself also, because if the angels there is guarding them and the other one is guarding them, so my house will be guarding double, triple of this. Do you understand? So when you bless and when you pray for something like this, you are not just praying for them, you are praying for yourself also. So that's why they said everything that you bless, every word that you say, come back to you 3 times. Do you understand? That is mathematic. That is mathematic. It's math. You know, it's math. It's science. It's physics. If you emit a beam of light, it's gonna illuminate it, all this beam path, and then you're gonna be illuminated for all the ones around you. Do you understand the greatness of the blessing? The greatness of you being able to give blessing instead of giving curse. When you give curse, when you'll be glad on someone distress, you are feeding the dark energy. So when you bless, you are dismissing this dark energy. You are expelling them from around you, from your place, from the country. That's what you have to do. You have to understand that law of physics and apply that in our own life. So this is can be say, oh, this is happens in the past. No, it's happened every day. It's happened today. It's not just on the past. I'm sorry, but it's not just happens there, because this one happens about 2,500 years ago. And can you see that it's happened today? That's we as humans, you are not better than them on those days. You haven't learned yet. You haven't learned yet. And it's time for waking up, people. It's time for us to wake up and be better than they were before and build something better today. The knowledge is up there, the knowledge is here. Let's apply this knowledge to our own life, our own personal life. There is a lot of things going on. Here in England, you had something very strange happen this weekend. Very sad. So you have to bless the situation. You have to bless this moment, bless the souls that is suffering. Now, actually, you have two very strange things happen this weekend, these last 8 days in England. So you have to bless these people that is going to distress in order for us to heal the planet itself and the country and all country, all earth. We have to move up. Do you want a new place, a new world? Let's start now in our own life. That's what you have to do. Okay. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, even with this difficult accent that I have got. But I was born in South America, and I came to England, to UK. I was already 40 something, so it's very difficult for a 40 years old woman lost, the accent. But yeah, I hope I'm managing to make you understand what I'm trying to say. So God bless you, keep you safe, and me also. And let's move to the fourth dimension. Bye-bye.